Alone, Anubis traveled from the sun-scorched sands of his homeland across the ocean Atlantis to arrive at last upon the jungled Mayan shores. Here would he find a god of the underworld, the last of 4 from whom the dark curse could originate. It was not he, and Susano sought Hades and Hell. This left only the bat god, Kamazotz. Anubis closed his eyes and twisted his jackal ears. Alive with sound, creatures of the jungle each sang a different song. Chirps and whistles, growls and taunts. Hot wind played between the heavy canopy leaves like fingers through a lover's hair. Of the bat god, there was only silence. Opening his eyes, Anubis found night creeping over the horizon. At the edge of the trees, a spotted jaguar, emerald eyes glittering, watched him. It turned, but looked back once. "Follow me," it seemed to say. Into the wet heat he dove, pursuing the lithe cat. Over bubbling streams, through barbed branches, until at last they stopped before a V-shaped tree. Astride the split, silhouetted against a full white moon, stood a wheelish. "The night is not yours, jackal god," she called. "You should not hunt here." Anubis bowed as formally as he dare. "A curse has spread across the land begat by Kamazotz. Help me hunt him, then will I leave as I came." "You are in luck." A sly grin spread upon the moon goddess's face. "With night upon us, you do not hunt him. He will hunt you." Hellish wind tore through the upper canopy. Leaves crackled in fear and tree boughs bent to make way. No creature with will to live lingered, but darted for dirty holes and hidden nooks. All along his spine, the hairs on Anubis's back rose. The wind screeched like fingernails on stone. Anubis turned to a wheelish. "What is this?" he growled, but she was gone. The V-shaped tree empty, as though she was never there. Then they were upon him. It was no wind, but 1,000 howling bats, swirling and snarling. Razor fangs nipped his neck. Leathery wings beat his face. Talons like sickles drew his blood. Their numbers strangled the moonlight. Anubis was certain this was the black swarm, the source of the curse. Drawing great power to him, he let loose a burst of dark energy that rippled through the jungle for miles. The bats cried in anguish as their tiny souls were rent from their bodies, dropping to the ground like wet rags. The jungle was suddenly still. "I will be no victim to your dark swarm, Kamazotz," Anubis called into the empty silence. "Come forth from concealment and face judgment." A dry, raspy laughter echoed through the woods. It seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere. "You are no victim," Kamazotz whispered. "You are prey." Anubis twisted his jackal ears. Kamazotz would throw his voice, bounce it between the trees. Yet Anubis was keen of hearing. Camazotz could not fool him. There, Anubis leapt high, wrapping his claws around the bat god's hide and dropping back to the earth, pinning him. You underestimate me, fiend, Anubis snarled. Camazotz raspily laughed in his face. You overestimate me, hound. The curse you seek, the swarm, they are not bats. They are ravens. Ravens. Anubis leaned back. Camazotz twisted and sliced for the neck. Ravens, said Susano as his doppelganger ripped apart into black feathered birds. He was again in snowy Asgard, Tyr and Thor at his side. You want to know who I am, came the voice of the goddess that controlled the swarm, whose black powers could draw the deepest doubts and darkest secrets from the mightiest of warriors. The ravens hurtled together and took shape. Hair black as those feathered wings, eyes glittering with hard malice. We are Morrigan. Susano leveled his blade at her. For what you've done, none will forgive you. There will be war. We invite it, the Morrigan replied. Too long you've battled, too proud of yourselves. Now, she grinned wickedly, witness what your pride has wrought. Her hand extended and the ravens flew forth. War began anew.